How you guys doing? Welcome back to Tuna Tech, and today we're going to discuss another should you buy. Alright, so I did a should you buy on the Xiaomi 12S Ultra, so I'm going to do it again. Only this time I've had about a week to play with the Redmagic 7S Pro. This is not the top tier edition, it's the 12 gig 256, but still on paper a beast of a phone. So here are my first impressions, some things I liked, some things I didn't like, and some things to think about before you think about purchasing this, and if you should. So I'm not going to go over the specs. If you want to know the specs, watch my other video of the unboxing of this. But basically, Redmagic has been doing this, I should say Nubia Redmagic has been doing this for a couple of years now, probably more. But as you can see, this is the version that I've got, and it's hard to see, but there is an always-on display, which I do like. And you know, the weird thing is now you see the fingerprint screen reader, but as you can see, it's pretty quick. It does have face unlock. It's the old school, and you can see that the selfie camera is hidden. So it is a hidden selfie camera, so keep that in mind when you're taking pictures. I don't do selfies, so it's not part of my review, but it will make the pictures not look as good since it is hidden behind the screen. So the first thing you notice is the screen, and it does have 120 hertz. It does say 120 hertz there in the top corner. It does a variable. It's a 1080p screen, 1080p plus. So for the most part, it's a pretty fluid experience. Yeah, it is a Google Now screen on the side there, and it does scroll through pretty quickly. And I have no complaints. The one issue I do have with the screen is this right here is the auto adjust, and to me it seems to get too dim too quick. So for me, I usually turn it off and adjust it myself. That's one big issue I had with it. It seemed to get really dark when I wanted it bright. That can be fixed with software updates, but like other Redmagic phones, updates are few and far between. I've received one. I haven't really noticed much difference since I got the first update, but they did give me one. I want to say this is on the June security patch, so still a couple months behind. And another thing I noticed is that when I do go to settings and go down to software update, it's not going to find anything now because I have my phone in airplane mode. It kept saying unable to contact upgrade server, and I kept getting that error. So I'm not sure if that's an issue or if that's just something that's going on right now, maybe something with my network, I don't know. So screen isn't bad. As you can see, it's got a bunch of live wallpaper, just the one I use. So when you open it, you see how it kind of animates a little bit there. So the biggest issue I have with the screen is the adaptive brightness, or dimming, however you want to word it. The other thing you want to know about is the feel in the hand. This thing is a thick boy. This is a big phone, and there's good things about that and there's bad things about that. It's hefty, you know, it's good, it feels solid in the hand, but one-handed use after a while gets kind of old, and it's a very thick phone. But there's a couple reasons for that. You got to do shoulder triggers. These are pressure sensitive. You've got a fan inside. Here's one fan hole, and one here's the inlet, and here's the outlet. You got cameras, but you got a 5,000 milliamp hour battery in this thing, and it does last a long time. You also got some RGB lights around the sides that you can flash for while charging, for notifications. I mean, like the Nothing phone, which you will see a video on here shortly. It's got the lights in the back, but most people don't have their phone sitting down like this, especially if there's no case on it, because you're going to scratch your screen. What you see on this is the case, so I can kind of peel it off a little bit. So there is a case that comes with the Redmagic, and that's a nice addition. But yeah, so the feel in the hand is pretty thick. It's pretty hefty. Gotta get used to that. If you don't like thick, heavy phones, this probably isn't the phone for you. But like I said, this is a gaming phone, so it does have a lot of heft to it. It does feel solid in the hand. Right when you click this right here, it goes right into your Redmagic gaming, and then you have the fans kick on as soon as you play. You can see I have World War Heroes and I have Roblox to play with my kids. Both run flawlessly on this. At the top, I think World War Heroes did run at 120 Hertz. There's an option in the settings, so that was kind of nice. To get out of this, you just click it off. But one thing I wanted to say, which I can't show you on the camera because I don't have another monitor, but when you go into this mode, on the bottom you have Type-C. And I got a dock, which is hooked to my current TV. Or if you have a USB-C to HDMI output cable, this will output to a TV. So there's two ways you can do it. You can mirror the screen, or when you plug your phone in and go into this gaming mode, this Redmagic gaming mode, it actually turns the TV into a console. So you have a menu and you can hook a keyboard up and a mouse. It's really, really nice. That's the biggest thing I liked about it, because just playing like on my phone and having it mirrored on the TV, my kids enjoyed watching me play certain games. So I thought that was pretty neat. Not something I'd use a lot. There is some finagling you have to do to get the mouse and keyboard to work with certain games, but needless to say, I don't play a whole lot of games, so these phones really aren't for me. But it does chew up everything I've given this. It has no hiccups at all. Interestingly enough, speaking of hiccups, with the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 or Gen 1 Plus, whatever you want to call it, it does help the battery life. The battery life is phenomenal with that 5,000 milliamp hour battery. Charging is fairly reasonable with the included charger in the box, but there is no wireless charging and there's no water resistance, but that's pretty obvious with the fan that goes into the phone itself. Even with all that power, which I will tell you right, that Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, the Plus version, seems to be a heck of a lot more efficient and more powerful, even though it doesn't seem like it should. But there is a few hiccups I see on the screen, like just from time to time there's a few hiccups, which kind of surprises me, and that goes back to their software. It does a scan, it's pretty light in my opinion, but they don't do a lot of updates. So we'll see what happens in the future on this phone if they do updates. So the screen's good, the feel in the hand is pretty large and hefty. It's a hefty phone. It's great for gaming, it's got a good battery life. The other thing you want to know about is these back here. I'm going to be honest with you, if I can find some good pictures, I will add them at the end of this video, but the cameras aren't that. They're not good. I guess they're serviceable if you're just a gamer and you don't take a lot of photos, but these are the same cameras, I believe, as the 7 that came before it. They're just, in a different order. The cameras aren't good. But in the scheme of things, this phone is not made to be a camera phone. It's a gaming phone first. And in my experience with gaming phones, most of the time the cameras are just okay. So, I mean, for the price you pay, I want to say it's $729 for this version, and I think it's $899 for 18 gig. It's not a bad phone. Just remember, you're not going to be taking this up against a Pixel or an iPhone or a Samsung. It's good enough for what it is, but it's not a powerhouse. So, should you buy this? If I was looking to buy this, I would say no for me personally. I mean, the screen's decent. It's a good overall phone. It makes phone calls, does text messaging. The speakers are loud. They're not necessarily crisp or good sounding, but they are loud, and for gaming, that's what you need. When you are playing games, the fan does get super loud. You can adjust that and turn it down. It does help keep it cool, but it does get loud. There's a bunch of stuff you can do with this with streaming. It allows you to turn on the camera, I believe. It lets you stream, the Twitch and all that stuff. There's a lot of things for gamers. So if you're a gamer and you like the mobile game, this is for you. I don't care if you're an iPhone fan or an Android fan. This is a powerful phone, and that's what it's for. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being absolutely jump out and buy it, to 1 being absolutely do not, I would give this a 6. So it's not the worst, it's not the best, but keep in mind, it's a gaming phone first. So that was my quick review and should you buy of the Redmagic 7S Pro. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and we'll talk to you next time.